Good morning, everyone. Take a moment to get settled for this half an hour introspective journey. Make sure that you're in an undistracted environment. And inwardly let go of all other preoccupations. Give your full attention to what we are experiencing and practicing right now. This morning's session is on the intensity of inquiry, by which I mean self-inquiry. And I'll be sharing with you one of the most straightforward ways to practice this. And the reason it's called intensity of inquiry is because we will practice it again and again and again, because learning happens through repetition. The first question in this process, we ask ourselves, what is happening now? So in my case, I can hear traffic in the distance. I can also see the screen of my phone on which I'm recording this. I'm also feeling a slight tightness in my thigh, probably from my exercising yesterday. So similarly, you will also ask yourself, what is happening now? And you'll respond to that in whatever straightforward way you need to. So in normal life, our attention goes towards the experiences. So for example, the slight pain I'm having in my right leg, I might go towards it and kind of wonder, oh, did I do something wrong in the exercise? What does it mean? Should I exercise less intensely? Do I have to be careful? How long will this go on? And this is the way normally our mind starts spinning. Something happens, we keep spinning. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Could be pleasant or unpleasant. If it's pleasant, it spins towards how can I make sure this keeps on happening? If it's unpleasant, it spins towards how can I end this and make sure it never happens again? And this is the spinning mind. So the first question we asked is, what is happening now? And a very simple awareness of what is happening now. It brings our attention to the now and what is happening by itself. The second question we ask, who is having this experience? Who is having this experience? Well, the simple answer is I am. I am. Not my brother, not my mother, not my friend. I am. And the third question, who am I? So if you notice, it's like a pendulum that swings out, comes to center, and swings back. Swings out to notice what is happening now, sensory experience, including inner experience like thoughts and feelings. It's all part of what's happening now. Who is having this experience? I am. And who am I? And the full thrust of the awareness goes to this I am and what's behind this I am. And it's okay to not get a concrete answer to that. This is the most important thing to realize. It's actually more than okay. So, unlike normal questions, in this practice, we are not trying to get to a specific answer. It's more about turning the trajectory of the attention. Instead of having attention towards objects, we turn the attention back to the subject. This is what we're going to be practicing for the rest of the session. Keep reminding you. Let's continue. What is happening now? Don't just think it, really get in touch with it. The feeling, the sound, the whatever. Who is having this experience? Really, who is it? I am. Who am I? In a few simple questions, we have cut through the matrix, or at least begun that process. What is happening now is the movie of life. Who is having this experience shows you the vantage point from which the movie is seen, the perspective of the individual actor. You see, the story is neutral. How you experience the story has everything to do with what you identify with, what you believe yourself to be, what you believe to be important. Events are neutral. It's our likes and dislikes that creates our experience. And who am I? We wake up within the dream. We wake up to the movie. And there's a kind of freedom here. There's a kind of agenda-lessness here. It's hard to describe this, but it can be known. It can be. What is happening now? Who is having this experience? Who am I? One of the very simple practices that emerges might be one of the most basic and comprehensive meditation practices. When you ask the question, what is happening now? One thing that will always be happening as long as you're alive is breathing. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter how old or young you are, doesn't matter what the circumstances of your life are. One of the answers to that question, what is happening now? There's breath, there's breathing. Who is having this experience? I am, which in the ancient Sanskrit language, so hum. So you can actually coordinate that with the breath. So breathing in, so. Breathing out, hum. The breath actually sounds like that. The in-breath sounds like so. Out-breath sounds like hum. It's like the clue is right before our eyes. The secret is open. It's an open secret. What is happening now Breathing is definitely happening. Who is having this experience? So, hum, so, hum. Who am I? So, right here in these three steps, we've gone from doership to witness consciousness to awareness, which is prior to consciousness, which is prior to the duality of observer and observed. It's also called Bhokta Bhav or Karta Bhav, Drashta Bhav, Keval Darshan. What is happening now? Really check. It's a beautiful question to ask, what's happening now? Or as one of my friends said the other day, what am I aware of? Who is having this experience? I am. Really get a taste of this I am. Point of view from which everything is known and seen. And this is what the big mystery is. You go looking for this point of view. Who am I? And right before our eyes, can't find it. You see, out of nothing, everything has been created. What a great play that's going on over here. Strangest of strange things. Everything comes from nothing. Everything returns to nothing. What is happening now? Just be honest with yourself. You don't have to tell anybody else what's happening now. Be honest with your inner experience, whatever hang ups you have, whatever emotions you have, whatever contractions you have, whatever taboos you're feeling or resisting. Whatever it is, just be honest with yourself. What is happening now? What's really happening now? Are you uneasy about something, unsettled about something? Well, notice that. Who is having this experience? I am. This is so important. It's me. It's I am. It's all got to do with this vantage point, isn't it? We're also profoundly selfish. even though we may pretend to be selfless. It's all about this vantage point. Who am I? Another way of summarizing this practice would be conscious of, conscious, and prior to consciousness. What is happening now? In my case, I'm getting a memory of a meeting I had. Just noticing the people, the conversations, the feelings that came up, which are coming up right now. Who is having this experience? Well, I am. Each time, just purify that sense of I am. Don't just say I am. Touch it. Tune into it. Notice where it is, the sense of I am. In the heart? In the face? Somewhere else? If you're not sure, you can just guess. Who am I? Who are you without this consciousness? Who are you before this consciousness? Who are you without this identity? Who are you before the birth of your mother? What is happening now? You know, we've been saying these questions one after the other. But now really start integrating them. In the moment of what is happening now, in the same moment, notice who is having the experience. I am. Well, who am I? So now this would be ripened wisdom, wherein every sensory or inner experience instantly cascades into the I am, and the I am settles and relaxes into the prior to the I am. This is the practice which unbinds, dissolves. It's a universal solvent that dissolves all illusions, all of samsara, all of manifestation, back to its fundamental state, unborn state. You know, there are so many practices, but this is a really special one, a really clean one, a really comprehensive one. Something that I invite you to return to again and again and again. What is happening now? Who is having this experience? I am. Who am I? At the moment of crisis, at the moment of upheaval, at the moment where everything else in life fails you, including God, this practice will not fail you. And you will find reliable freedom right in the middle of the arena, right in the middle of the crisis. Cultivate this line of questioning. Who you are, of course, you don't have to cultivate, that's all already there. But the habit of getting hypnotized, mesmerized, captivated, distracted by manifestation, this habit pattern of living on the surface of the tumultuous ocean as opposed to resting in its depths, this habit has to be changed. And yes, that requires practice. Of course, you are as you are. What is happening now? Who is having this experience? I am. Who am I? whatever you experience or don't experience, when you ask the question, who am I? That spaciousness, openness, silence, that is the same substance, fabric, material from which everything is made. To recognize this is to recognize oneness. Is to thoroughly cut through the illusion. So continue with your practice as long as you need to. Keep coming back to these beautiful questions throughout the day. What is happening now? Who is having this experience? I am. Who am I? Who am I? A great mini meditation would be, what is happening now? Become aware of the breath. Who is having this experience? Become aware of that sound of so, hum with each breath. So, hum. Who am I? And go to what's before that awareness.